We have got so much to talk about today that I'm just going to tell you the headlines. A princess ship in Drydock. We've got news from Italy, from Alaska, and Scotland. Really, really exciting news. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday. It is March 17th of 2025, so a very happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone that celebrates that. May the luck of the Irish be with you. Now, we are going to do our live this evening. We're going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern, so bring your questions and just come ready to have a fun time talking about cruising. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, anything in this video or my others, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so very much. Let's start at the very top with a ship that is in Drydock right now. You know that I love princess ships, and the Majestic Princess right now is in Drydock in Palermo, Italy. Now, quite some time ago when Princess first came out with what they were going to do on that ship, I let you know about it, but it has come to my attention. I should do it again, so thank you. So first of all, what you need to know about the Majestic Princess is that it was originally built for the Chinese market. At Princess, they thought that that would be a really good move to have a ship devoted to doing those cruises with China, definitely for the Chinese market there in Asia. That did not quite pan out the way that they had hoped. She was built in 2017, so it's been a while now, and so they ended up moving her to do a lot of cruises in Australia. So here, those people that sail from the United States more, from Europe, we didn't see a lot of the Majestic Princess. We just knew where she was. But then once we started cruising again after COVID, the Majestic Princess is the ship that Princess chose to lead the way. So there on the third cruise that Princess did from Alaska, as they restarted cruising again, Gordon and I went on that ship. We went again on her in October, once they moved her from the Alaska market down to Southern California. So we cruised round trip from Los Angeles just down the Mexican Riviera, and it was really wonderful. It is an absolutely stunning ship. She's beautiful. When you think of her, she is the same size as like your Enchanted Princess, the Sky, the Royal, the Regal, all of those, Discovery, all of those kind of ships, same size, but she has a few things that make her different because she was built for a different market. So let me tell you the changes they're going to make. So first of all, they are rearranging some of the dining. The Harmony Dining Room, which is located there right by where guest services is, Chinese restaurant, excellent cuisine, by the way, excellent. I guess that has not met their expectations there at Princess Cruises, and so they are going to remove the Harmony restaurant. That's going to go away, and in its place, they are going to put the Catch by Rudy. The Catch by Rudy has already been on the Majestic Princess up on deck 7, so when they move the Catch by Rudy down, that leaves that spot open, and so where the Rudy's was, they're going to bring a Sabatini's. Sabatini's is new to the Majestic. They have not had a Sabatini's. And then the noodle bar up there, you know how when you're up on the Lido deck and they always have the slice of pizza place? Well, on the Majestic Princess, they don't have that pizza slice place. They have the noodle bar. Both times that we sailed on the Majestic Princess, we tried the noodle bar and it was exceptional. They do a really, really good job with the noodle bar, but once again, must not be meeting some expectations, and so they are removing the noodle bar, and in its place, they are going to put in the traditional sliced pizza place. That's where it's included. If you're on a Princess cruise, you can go and ask for a piece of pizza anytime that you want to, and they do a really nice job. They have some that are set, the same every day, and then they rotate around and have at least one specialty pizza every day. So they do a great job with it, and I think it's pretty good pizza. I like it. So put in the comments if you like the slice pizza by Princess. So the other thing that they are going to do is down on the piazza level there, the main level, there is a Vines, which is kind of like a wine bar. And there, if you had the casual dining package, or you just wanted to pay for a casual dining, you can get a charcuterie board there. And that has been popular with a lot of people. But once again, Princess is moving on. They're removing that Vines and they are putting in an O'Malley's, which is more like your Irish bar type of thing. And people really enjoy that. So I think that that's a great move as well. So let me know in the comments if you got a cruise booked up coming on the Majestic. Now, there's two rumors going around. One of them I didn't know about until Carrie told me. So he said that he's heard that they are going to change out how the closets are. And, on the Sun Princess, and Gordon can link our video, the closet area is completely different. He said that he's heard the rumor that they are going to rearrange and make that in all the cabins. I don't believe that for a minute, because when you think about it, if you want to make that change, you're going to move the bathroom, change that, and a whole lot of structural things between cabins. I think that is really just a rumor. The other rumor I have heard, and it makes perfect sense, is that on the Majestic Princess they have what is called the Hollywood Conservatory. It is up forward and it is all enclosed, but it is beautiful. There's a pool in there, there's an area, there's a bar, there's an area where when we have been on cruises, and remember this was at the restart of COVID, a DJ played up there, so people would come and dance and enjoy it in the evening as well as in the daytime. And all the way around are these huge windows. So it's a perfect ship to go to Alaska. And along the way were little cabanas. You just had to go sit down to have a cabana. You didn't have to pay for it. You didn't have to schedule it in advance. It really was first come, first served, but absolutely beautiful views. So I can see Princess turning that into a sanctuary. I absolutely can see them turning into a sanctuary. So we'll see what happens. I've heard that a lot, but I have not seen an official word on turning that area into the sanctuary. And inside that area, it's really cool. They had like a whole wall, and it was like to put your wishes in, and you could put names in there. It was really just kind of fun, but definitely more in the Chinese tradition. So it'll be interesting to see if that is still there when all of this is done or not. That area also, the Hollywood Conservatory, was a really nice meeting area. So I've been to cruise critic meetings there before, and really a beautiful area. So I'm looking forward to sailing on the Majestic Princess again. If not before, that is the ship we're going to do our British Isles and then the Fire and Ice Transatlantic next year in 2026. So if you want to come, send me an email. You're welcome to come. We're doing group cruises on those. Next up, let's talk for just a minute about volcanoes and Alaska. So Alaska, here's our headlines for today. There is a volcano. It's located, when I looked at the map, I thought it was 60 miles. The news report I read said roughly 80 miles from Anchorage. And as they fly over it, they keep track of volcanoes. They say that there is an increased amount of the gases being released. You can see a little bit of the steam coming out. They're keeping an eye on it. And so everyone is worried, of course. I got a message about it. I know there's been chatter about it, about whether or not she is going to erupt this year, especially during the Alaska season, is what everyone thinks about. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about this. So first of all, when you think of, there's a lot of volcanoes in Alaska. I think we all knew that from school, but there are 53 volcanoes in Alaska. And the last time, this volcano has two vents, by the way. The last time one of them erupted was 5,000 years ago. So that one, really long time ago. But the Crater Peak vent, which is the one that is having more action right now, last erupted in 1953 and then 3 times in 1992. So when it erupted in 1992, it ended up putting ash on Anchorage, and that whole ash cloud got as far as Greenland. And so that is a little bit more what the concern is. I don't think, unless it is an enormous eruption, I like to think that it would not interrupt what's going on with the cruise season there in Anchorage. We'll keep an eye on it. But I love the scientists. They say, it could erupt, but maybe it won't erupt. And so really the seismologists are not really sure, and the volcanologists are not really sure what to expect, but they are keeping an eye on it. So I'll let you know when I hear anything else about it. And of course, if you see anything, let me know as well. Next headline from Alaska, really a fun thing to follow along, and I'll tell you why. It's because they just had a winner of this year's Iditarod. So the Iditarod is really a brutal competition, and the way it works is you have, riders who have their sled, and then they have their sled dogs, and then they pull them. It is a 1,128-mile sled ride from Fairbanks to Nome, Alaska. And the winner this year, his name is Jesse Holmes. I love the name of his 2 lead dogs. It's Polar and Hercules. And he came in, he left everybody really in his dust. He came in way far ahead of the closest contender with all of his dogs in harness, and had a really great run. They were saying that there were 32 people in the race before they started. or as they started, but because of the rough conditions this year, because there's not quite as much snow as there are some years, it makes a rougher competition, a rougher ride. And so some of them had already dropped out. So I just wanted to say hats off to him. But then also, if you are on a cruise to Alaska and you happen to be on when they bring Libby Riddles on board the ship, do not miss getting to listen to her. She is the first woman to win the Iditarod, and she does such an excellent presentation. She talks about her experience. She talks about the race overall. She talks about the sled dogs. She does a really, really good job. And so I've been on board with her. I bought her book afterwards. And even though I have heard her speak a couple of times, I would absolutely go again. So make sure that you don't miss that. Next up, just a quick rapid fire updates for you, just to let you know that even when you're on a cruise somewhere, things don't change as far as weather can still happen and earthquakes can still happen. Last Thursday in Naples, there was a 4.4 earthquake. The night that happened, it had a lot of residents worried. And they were sleeping in their cars or outside because they were that worried that they might have a larger earthquake. So the research that I have done, I cannot find substantial damage done there, but I just wanted to let you know a little bit of what's going on. If you're not familiar about Naples, you have the Bay of Naples, and right there is Vesuvius. So the famous Vesuvius that erupted back in the day when we think of Pompeii and Herculaneum. So just thought I would tell you about that. And then Florence, Italy, the whole region of Tuscany there has had a lot of flooding this last week. Looks like the weather is clearing up. I looked at that today, but always pack your flexibility, pack your umbrella, and keep an eye on weather conditions and what's going on, because they did have a lot of flooding. So the whole big region there of Tuscany is a whole region of Italy, but there are provinces within. And so the provinces that were mainly affected by that was Florence, like I mentioned, and then Prato, Pistoia, if I said that right, and Pisa. So now you're up to date on what's going on there. Finally, this is so exciting. And thank you to Fiona. She is our Let's Go family member in Scotland. She sent me a little screenshot of the news story from the Telegraph, and then I did more research. And so if you go to Scotland on a cruise, there are several cruise ports. If you think of visiting Glasgow, for the most part, you're going to end up in the port of Greenock there in Scotland. It's right. You come in. It is a beautiful, beautiful sail in, beautiful sail away. You're there on the River Clyde. Spectacular scenery. So very beautiful. And it is an excellent jumping off point to go. My very favorite excursion from there is called the Best of the Scottish Highlands. And it takes you on an extraordinary day through the Scottish Highlands to see all of these beautiful places. I've done it twice. If I get there again on a day I've got time for it, I'm going to do it. In a second, I'll tell you what we're going to do this year when we go. But the really exciting thing is that cruise port has signed a 50-year contract with one of the world's largest cruise port operators. And the goal of that, so first of all, they built this huge, beautiful cruise terminal. And I got a few pictures here and there. I think last time when we were there last June. When we go in August, I'll make sure that I get better footage so that I can show it to you now that we're talking about it. But they first built that, and their real goal is to increase the number of cruise ships that they are able to accommodate and that guests want to come to Scotland. I love that. They said that it's, let me read this exact thing to you. It says their focus is on enhancing cruise operation and attracting more passengers, aiming to stimulate economic growth for the local community and create new business opportunities in the region. And they do point out that it is really the perfect place to go see your castles, the highlands, the lochs, the beautiful landscapes. So this year when we go in August, we are going very specifically to get to see the military tattoo. If you look at a map, it's almost 2 hours from that cruise port, there, Greenock, close to Glasgow, over to Edinburgh. I'm not sure why. It must have something to do with scheduling, but that is the port that we are going to go see the military tattoo there at Edinburgh Castle. So we'll be going over, we'll be seeing the whole tattoo, they'll bring us back, and the ship is going to leave at 2 a.m. that next morning so that when we get back, then they'll leave. And so I'm very, very excited about that. But no knowing that I am in this amazing port to go on all of these excursions. We have been to see Loch Lomond before, but we have never been on our boat ride on Loch Lomond. So that's what we're going to do this time. We had to look at the excursions and see what we could fit in, because the excursion to go see the military tattoo leaves around, I want to say 4:15 in the afternoon. And so there's an excursion. It's at around 8ish in the morning. We get back around noonish. And so then we've got time to take a nap and have some lunch before we head off on our magical excursion to see the military tattoo. So just putting that out there, I'm really excited to do it. So number one, we should all be excited that they are looking to have more cruise ships come here. It will benefit their local economy, and it will benefit those of us who want to go see that region. The other really important thing to keep in mind is it is not a sleeper port. It is not a place to miss getting to go see so many things. So when you look at the list of excursions, there is so much to see there. I think you can tell I'm excited, but I love, love, love going there. When you think of all the ports in Scotland, it's one of my very top favorite ones. Really, really enjoyed it. On our cruise, we're also going to go to Edinburgh, so I'll let you know what we're doing there. We have an excursion booked, and I believe that we are hopefully going to get to meet Fiona before we go on that excursion, but I'm hoping that we get to meet her and spend a minute with her in Scotland, along with Emil and Lori. They're coming too, and they know her well as well, so it's going to be a special day. So let me know what you all think about everything. Let me know in the comments. Have you been to the British Isles? Do you want to go to the British Isles? I am thrilled to go to the British Isles again. So I will see you tonight, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.